And Biggie, I got high with Biggie. We blew blunts. But he was so fat he couldn't drive because the steering wheel was in the way. You know what I mean?
That
so
was
he
news to
produced
me too,
everybody else driving, and he slipped me a number, and I slipped him a number when they all came up there one time to interview. And my thing was, okay, this would be another good story to tell when I'm 80 years old to my grandchildren. I don't want to be with Biggie. I don't want to be in the danger zone, but I do want some stories because I am Wendy from the suburbs. I am my parents' daughter. I am my sister's sister.
Yeah.
She would never be doing this. My stories are going to be awesome. He comes up to the station and everybody let him in. People were mesmerized that he was there. He was like, yo, I'm here to see Wendy. Yo, son, can you leave us alone? I was about to get off my shift. I never shouted out that he was there. It was cool, like we knew each other forever, and we didn't. I could sense that he was very attracted to me, and I was attracted to him he was funny, he was mysterious, he was smart.
Biggie was pulling all the beautiful women, you know what I'm saying? Faith, Kim.
Listen to me. At the time, the Shark Bar was the place to be seen, and the food was excellent. The crowds were mysterious. Sometimes they got dangerous, and I already had entree into the Shark Bar, and the free wings. If like they would send them free. Sometimes I pay. I could double park in front. I'd go in, and because I was Wendy, but this was big. This was bigger, and Wendy and Big going in together was a movie. And they gave us a table in the middle of everything. And Big said, no, Ma, can we get one of these booths, with the curtain, can we get a booth with a curtain? And so while they went, they were mesmerized that this is what we wanted. It's really what I wanted too. When you go in a crowd and you're popular, you just want to stick and move. You know what I'm saying, Sas?
Yeah.
And so we were at the bar for a moment, having fun, being polite to our fans and the listeners. And I was like, I'm with Big. And he held my hand the whole time. And I felt very protected, but very much in danger.
Danger? Why in danger?
I don't know. This is before Tupac and Big, but just, because stuff happened. I mean, the Knicks ruled the city. This is when the Knicks were good. The Knicks ruled the city, and but I was popping mess on the radio. So if anybody was to get punched in the face, it wouldn't be Big, it'd be me.
First of all, how did the whole Biggie altercation happen? Because I don't want to give too many spoilers, but I didn't know Total showed up, who was a bad boy artist.
That wasn't Big. Anyway, so we go behind behind the curtain, and we smoke and we talk. And he tells me that I asked him what's up with Faith. I'm like doing an interview, but he doesn't realize it. And we're getting high still, and he doesn't even realize I'm doing an interview. He had just married Faith. I'm like,
wow.
What? And it's not that I'm with a married man. I feel like I'm breaking up a marriage. It's like I'm Wendy Snooper Scooper, and wait until I talk about this. I'm going to let it slide out of my mouth. I said, do you mind if this slides out of my mouth in a few days? He said, no, Ma, you can talk about it. I love her. So what, I'm out with you. I'm an artist. Sometimes I want to be free and feel normal. You make me feel normal.
Wow.
I like you. And I said, all right, where am I dropping you off? I can't take it anymore. I've had too much information. I am too high. Can you wrap this up? And so I drove him back to Brooklyn and dropped him off at Gates and Green.
Wow.
And I watched him walk up the block by himself. And then slowly I saw some of his boys hop off the stoops to give some love. And he didn't even go inside. He sat on the stoop and continued smoking. And I drove home.
Wow. That's a crazy story.
But he was married at that time to Faith, and I never told her that. I've told her since. I've apologized to her because I was like, look, we didn't have sex. I wasn't busting up marriages, like nothing like that,
Yeah.
Biggie got cute and said that I gave him a professional. I didn't give Biggie anything but a ride back to Brooklyn and a kick in the pants for not telling me earlier that he was married. That story was launched by me. Then all the tabloids took it and ran with it.
What was Faith's response to you when you apologized for just hanging out with him?
Well, I was stuck at the Brooklyn Chop House in the back booth with Faith and her now husband, Stevie J. This is recent that I apologized.
Oh, okay.
Because I knew I was working on this movie and I knew I was going to talk about it in the documentary because it's one of my favorite hip hop stories, like being asked to be Pepper from Spinderella, having one night with Method Man because it was funny, almost getting beat up by all the girls from Total except Kelvin, my new boyfriend at the time, drove up in a Lorenzo kitted 22-inch Mercedes. It was shiny, it was nice, the music was banging, and he made them scatter like roaches just at his presence.
Wow.
And I stood there and watched because if he hadn't shown up, they would have beaten my ass. You know, I'm not a fighter. I mean, I would have thrown stuff at him, but you can't throw the Grammy that you haven't won. Ooh.